All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah. Coming this morning with a message. And this message is titled, You Are a Long Way from Home. You are a long way from home. I say that because we've gone a long ways, you guys. The Most High has been with us a mighty long time. In spite of the directions in which we have chosen, His grace and His mercy has followed us all the way to today. Just imagine pouring out grace and mercy on a bunch of human beings who have no grace and mercy for one another, have no grace and mercy for anything that really represent the righteous realm of what he represents. But yet he poured out grace and mercy on the good as well as the wicked. He poured grace and mercy on one that is white versus one that's called black. Just imagine that grace and mercy being poured out on all nations. What kind of creator would create all of this and then on top of it pour out grace and mercy, knowing they won't find their way home? You think you got AI? AI got you. You see, you think you got AI, but AI got you. Because those that belong to the Most High or the living, AI can't have them like it has you. I got up this morning and took my lemon juice, warm water and lemon juice, lemon squeeze, and I sat back up in the bed for a minute, and I just felt kind of sorry about a creator that created everything that your eyes can see. And on top of it, he poured out grace and mercy, knowing that you would be a long ways from home. After thousands of years, he has turmoil. He has put up with you. He still kept his grace and mercy upon us. And we stand today as if it's about us and us only, meaning the flesh, not understanding where the flesh has been assigned, the grave. Your flesh has been assigned to the grave while you thinking that you ruling something. You ain't ruling nothing. Because the cankerworms and every insect that sits and wait for your body to decay is waiting for you. You see? So when we really have not a heart to even consider that, wait a minute, even though I don't do right, he still poured out grace and mercy. Even though I think wrong thoughts, yet grace and mercy is still there. Oh, yeah. But when we tell you why the grace and mercy is there, because that's the type of creator we have. But I'm going to give you the hard part of it is that's how he runs. Because he got a will. And that will is a way. And what is that way? The beginning to the end. Everything got the wrap. His will got the wrap from the beginning to the end. And according for his will to make it to the end, he got to give us grace and mercy. Mm-hmm. So see, while we taking advantage of the grace and mercy he has poured out upon us, knowing that we wasn't going to find our way home. Okay, I got it. Take out knowing that the people won't find their way home, he still yet poured out grace and mercy, because in it all, he got to wrap it from the beginning to the end. And according for me to wrap it, Deborah, from the beginning to the end, from the way I orchestrated from the kingdom, I got to step in and give something to hold it up until the end. And that's not a good thing, you guys. That's a perfect and excellent thing for the Most High. But on your behalf, that's not a good thing. Because all he's saying is, I poured out that grace and that mercy so you can stand in my will until the end. When we thinking we ruling, we thinking we over everything. And you know what I think I learned? How sad it is for all the world to give these people this mindset that you got a choice, that you really have a choice. And I have told those that have been on this platform, you have one choice, and that is when your bowels move, when you want to urinate, get your butt in there and do it. That's your choice. Believe it or not, that's the only choice you have. I know you think you roll, you rule both sides. You don't rule nothing but your bowels. That's it. There was no choice given to you before the foundation of the world. Everything was chosen, written, and finished. Everything was already sealed before the foundation of the world. So don't think he don't know where you at, because he definitely know where you at, because he telling me they're a long ways from home. And I've been knowing that. Not that I didn't need him to tell me, but what I mean is he's given that to me too many times in my life, that people are a long ways from home. And guess what? Many ain't gonna go nowhere near home. They're not gonna see home again. See, because why? You thinking home is where your mother and your father, you were born. No. Home, eternal home. See, your mother and your father conceived you in sin and in iniquity were you formed. See, 99.20 trillion wouldn't understand that. You know why? Because you're dead. Dead don't understand that. They dead. Dead don't understand it, but living do. Because living got the truth in them, and it is activated by the light. So they understand it to the utmost. Many of people are walking around here, never, ever, ever will they find their way home. And want me to tell you what added onto it to show you that they're going fully to the left is they believe any and everything they see, they believe. And what this world tells them and have told them, they have believed to the fullness. Now watch this. Even to this very day, when they have found out, we all have found out a lot of things that was a lie that was told to us. But guess what? People still willing to rumble in that lie. That's why they'll never find their way home. They're a long way from home, but they'll never find their way home. They'll never find their way home because they don't know their way home. And you wonder why would people get on this platform and gap their mouth? Your words are your mouth, and it's ugly. You lost anyway. That's why you're on this page. Look it. Ain't no light on this page for you. You darkness. You dead. On this page is for the living, not for the dead. You're like the zombies. Okay? People who have gone to the level of where there's no return. That's where you at. That's why you gapping. You ain't got nothing else to do. You find you a page you can run your mouth and have words to say. But you know why you're talking? Because you're dead. You're lost. You can't afford to hear the living word. You can't afford to stand in light because you're dead. You're dead. You're dead already. It's no way you'll find your way home because you was lost from the beginning and you're lost from the end. You're dead already. It is said that in the end days, knowledge shall be increased. When an individual can't even receive knowledge because they study running their mouth. It's called learn to shut your mouth while you sleep. Maybe when you wake up, you've been and learned something. But people don't know how to shut their mouth. Even when they sleep, they got their mouth going. Can't wait to get up to say something out of their ugly mouth. You see? Because they dead, people. They ain't got nothing else to say. We are in a time period where all the walking dead is put forth. You can hear the way they talk. You can hear the way they act. You can hear the way they speak. You can hear the way their action. You can see their action. So you think the living, not the living, but the walking dead is going to find their way home. How they going to get there? How will the walking dead find their way home? They're not going to find their way home. But they can find their way on these YouTube platforms because they lost. Light can't even penetrate in them because they dead. All that can penetrate in them is darkness because that's just how lost they are. But see, they don't understand. You're not lost because you're down here on the earth. You was lost from the kingdom level. The kingdom lost you a long time ago. That's why it's 2 books. One for the dead and one for the living. All right? That's why it's 2 kind of people on the earth. One that's born of the serpent seed and one that's born of the spiritual seed. 2 kind of mindset. One that is dark and one that is light. Right today, people have not even been revealed enough information to find their way home. Because if they had received it, they would have known where they at today. 99.9 don't. Because they study running their mouth even when they sleep, not understanding if you learn to shut your mouth while you sleep. While you sleep. When you sleep, it's like you're in darkness, right? You see? If you learn to shut your mouth while you sleep, maybe the Father allow you to awaken and have learned something once you shut your mouth while you sleep. You see? But they can't do that. Because even while they sleep, they dead. They only dreaming dead things, thinking dead things, feeling dead things, speaking dead things in their own dream. They walk up dead, they wake up dead, they dead. The dead is walking zombies as I speak. And we're really honestly trying to wait for the zombies. Oh, they coming. You know why they coming? Because they're giving you so many movies and so many, and I'm not just talking about in the United States of America. Around the 4 corners, they've showed you too many movies. They've given you a head up. But guess what? It was the power of who the Father is that ordered that the people may see. The only one they can't see is those that's dead. They walking dead. So when those actions start to take place, which you go every place, they coming out with a different drugs for them and they giving them all kind of things and they reacting worse than a zombie. Oh no, they acting worse than a zombie because they don't know that they dead. And it's people right now that don't know that they dead. That's why they run their mouth. They have words because they don't understand. When you come on this platform where I'm the light, baby. I'm the living. You the dead. And when you come on this platform talking monkey mess, guess what? I already know automatically you the dead. Because he has already been said. It has already been said in the end days, that which is in the dark, that which is in the dark, that which is in the dark shall come to the light in the last days. So, hey, hello, darkness. You just coming to the light. You ain't doing nothing. You see? The dead. Like the movie, The Walking Dead, not just The Walking Dead, but I'm going to tell you, it's all from China to Japan. All of them got movies galore talking about The Walking Dead. That's because they're giving you up ahead that that's the way they have gotten this world to be a zombie. People are dead to everything that's right. People are dead to the light. People are dead to righteous. People are dead to anything that's the opposite of darkness. They dead to it. Only thing that they can do is meditate on the ways of darkness. That's as far as they can go. So they just play and wobble in darkness. So do you see? You'll never find your way home, because home ain't looking for you. See, people think home is where mom and dad is at. Oh, the state or the country I was born in. No, baby, home is what sun your butt down here. Two people. Light, darkness, serpent seed, spiritual seed. He that is born of the flesh, he that is born of the spirit. Everything he did by twos. Why? Because when he ordered everything on the earth, he wrote it. Many people go grabbing the King James Bible and the Bible and start reading it and still can't see it because they dead. They can't comprehend. They dead already. So this book is for somebody that's already dead, because they can't comprehend what they're reading, and what they reading ain't comprehending them, because they totally dead. There's a little bit of I would give a little light in the book. That's why he told you to study it, so you can just get that pen needle of light, because he would do the increase. I see people running around here chasing the Ethiopian book, the same one that gave you the King James and the King James 16 and the Lost books and the Enoch book. All these books are still written by man. They are orchestrated. Did they take something out of the scrolls? Sure they did. That's how they were able to deceive you, by giving you a little bit of pen needle of light. But if you come down here already, guess what? You come down here from the kingdom. You remember when the Son of Man was tempted by the serpent, Satan? He said, hey, dude, it's already written. What part of that y'all don't grip? He told him it was already written. Where is it written? In the kingdom. So when you're down here clowning, you're just clowning because you are the dark seed. When you're down here acting a fool, that's all you're doing is acting a fool, because you are the dark seed. Do you think that if you were the light, what about, let's take you back to the garden. Wait a minute, hold up, Father. Why did you have to put 2 trees? If you wanted us to walk in the light, leave that 1 tree there. Why did we have to have 2? Deborah, because heaven dropped 2 seeds down on this earth. How about that? You didn't know that, did you? Oh, yes, it's 2 seeds down here. It ain't 1. The living is walking among the dead, and the dead is walking among the living, and the dead is overnumbered the living. Yes, the dead is, and that's why the dead feel it's so right. The dead really think it's righteous, because surely everybody couldn't be going down this here broad gate. Surely it's the way. Yeah, it's the way. It's the way heaven had assigned you for eternal. I know it. I ain't worried about that eternal stuff. I cross that bridge when I get there. But let me tell you something. That's why I'm here. I'm here to tell you, it ain't no bridge for you to cross. How about that? You already crossed that bridge on the earth. You didn't went in the direction in which your eternal has already been sealed in you. You think I'm playing when I say it? You are a long way from home. You've been a long way from home. Before you was even in your mother's womb, you was going to be a long ways from home. Anybody today and everybody should be able to identify, are you living or are you dead? And that identification is not based on what your brain and your heart and your mind and your eyes and your wisdom, your knowledge of anything in your flesh. It's your spirit, man. Your spirit, your inner man, which is your spirit. No, kick soul to the curb. Roman Catholics, the Jesuits, and the Europeans put soul in there, so you would never find your way home. That's why 99.9 still can't find their way home. Another reason. That's just an add on. So much stuff been added and taken away. Now they're going to pull up with a Ethiopian Bible, saying that they always had the truth. They had all the books. I don't give a rat's behind what Ethiopia Bible has. If it don't, if an end of the book is not the Father, the Creator is not a book. He is a spirit. He told y'all that at the beginning. He gave us an image of himself. He is a spirit. He gave us our own spirit through his breath. And through his breath, you know what he gave each and every last one of us? He gave each and every last one of us truth. That's what the breath is. The breath of the Father holds truth. And the truth holds the breath that's in your spirit. And what happened? And why you don't know your way home? It's because you never realized that, wait a minute, I got two parts to me, ma'am. Yes, you got two parts. You got flesh and you got spirit. But anytime your spirit let your flesh run, you are a dead walking individual. I mean, I'm speaking eternal. Why? Because your spirit comes down. Okay? The image that he gave you unlike him, it is already assigned in one location or the other for eternal. All of that was taken care of. It was written. The best understanding you all can get is it is written, people. It is written. So you tell me what choice you had in what was already written. You see, your choice don't mean a rat's behind. Oh, this is my life. Nobody tell me what to do. I got one life to live. You ain't never had a life. You had the breath. And you're living in your flesh from the breath and the spirit that he has given you. Outside of that, pull up when it's time for you to lay down and control that. He snatched that breath. That's it for you. And if you had the choice, you should be able to control the breath. Oh no, This is that's your life. You got one life to live. Nobody tell me what to do. No, baby. Your life is already lived in the kingdom. And it's the ignorance of this world is so far gone, but it's where he that's in the heaven has orchestrated it to be and where it's at. Everything is right where it needs to be. It's in its righteous place. Everything you see going on this earth, guess what? It's all resting in the righteous will of the Father. The righteous will of the Father. So we can clown all we want down here. It's already written to go in the order in which it is going. That shows you the power of the kingdom versus the power of the earth. The earth think it's rumbling and y'all already settled it out. He put everything in its right place for eternal. And if you think that there's a bridge for you to cross come that time, now, I know a lot of people say, when I know what's on this side, but I don't know what's on the other side. It ain't for you to know it. It's for you to live it eternal. Because all that you do know, even withholding his grace and mercy, you still ain't done nothing that rides under or sit under his righteousness. So what difference does it make? Grace and mercy is not coming to uphold you in anything that's righteous. It's just kind of keeping everything up until the end. See, you thought you came here and you rumbled, you had it your way, your mom and daddy gave you this, and you end up inheriting this, and you went to college and you got this, you got this, you got this. Just imagine to gain the whole world and lose the only thing that's gonna to gain the whole world, but lose that which is eternal. Hey, people saying right now, girl, I don't know what's on the other side. I got to worry about this side. Guess what? You don't even have to worry about it because he already got it written the day you come in and the day you go out. What do you have to worry about? Huh? Everything that is was. And because you never was taught that, that just shows you come down here to live dead. 99.9 of people have not been taught spirit and truth and the light. And that's because your mission was to walk strictly in the broad gate. Okay? Your mission was to walk in the broad gate with all the other dead. I know a lot of y'all say, well, no, hold up, sister. Hold up. No, hold down. Because now you're receiving something he had already told y'all. In the end days, what's going to be revealed. That which is in the dark going to come to light. And knowledge shall be revealed. What was that all about? It was about what they had never, ever taught you. You think heaven was crying because you didn't get it? No, it wasn't. He had the blueprint to where everything is going. Okay? He already had the blueprint. You just down here clowning. That's just like him. Let me show you an example. Him coming and creating Adam and creating Eve. Had he not put that tree of good and evil, then there would be no evil on the earth. Am I right? Right. But look like he not only built a tree for eternal, he also built a tree for evil to also enter therein. He put a tree down there. What was that for? Well, Deborah, you know, in heaven ruled. Heaven ruled, Deborah. Heaven sent them down there. So you came down here acting a monkey and acting a fool, because that's who you are. That's why I'm sitting here trying to tell the light, be careful. Be very careful in the way you are taking on darkness. I know you're going to get a little dark in you, but understand, don't get enough to lose your written place, because that's just how much darkness is out here. And it ain't coming out. It ain't out here to play patty cake, bake a man. It's coming to guide and lead you straight to where it is going for eternal. For eternal. Surely they can't find a way home. Because if you ain't found your way home by just reading Genesis 1, 2, and 3, you ain't going to find your way home today. So if you missed Genesis 1, 2, and 3, which is a study guide book for you to study, and he's saying study just a little while, and if you study and I see that you're studying, I'll come and meet you where you at. And I will you in and take you from here. Meaning teach you from here. But oh no, you didn't want to study. You want to study so man can show you. You want to study so you can see and believe. You want to study because you want your flesh wisdom, your flesh knowledge, your flesh understanding, so your emotions and your feelings can play a part in it. Having no idea, he just wanted you to study so you can see how ugly you really are. Because if he don't come and step in you, then you dead. You're the dead one, and you're not the living one. It's time for people to understand that, because they walking around on this earth as if they the living one. No, you ain't. You the dead one, because all your actions, everything that you're doing, the way that you're conducting yourself, the way that you have taken on this world and agree with what it's doing and how it's doing it, and never open your mouth to complain. You know why? You with them. You can stand right now and say, I'm against this, I'm against the war, I'm against what they're doing to Palestinians. The father said, wait a minute, hold up. When did you become against what's wrong? When you call it wrong, or when Rome stepped on the scene? Because it's been here since you got here. So when have you stood up for what is right? Killing didn't start with the Palestinians. It didn't start with the war that you see today. This country was founded on murdering and killing and stealing and robbing and taking and burning up, all kind of things. And you trying to make it great again, make it great like that again. These are the people who are walking dead. Sad part is about it, it's going to be repeated on the earth. The whole ideal of the walking dead. A lot of you all don't understand The stuff that they're approving people, this cannabis, or whatever that stuff is, all these these gummies and all that stuff that can smoke, they messing you up from the floor. And I know you thinking, hey, I can handle it. I know, baby, the biochemicals that they feeding y'all tails through all this stuff that you're drinking and you're smoking, you gone. Hold up. The Walking Dead gonna be present before you know it. You see? Before you know it. So get ready, get ready, get ready. This is another reason why you're not going to find your way home. It's because you went along the way of the world. And you didn't, and that way was dark. You never got a chance to see the light. You know why? Because the light wasn't looking for you. You were too dark. That's how you're a long ways from home. Because if you were just a pin needle close to home, the Father would see his pin needle of light, and he would cause you to turn in such an hour as this. But people ain't turning. They still on darkness, still riding on it, think they doing something, and not even understanding. Heaven knew you was going to do what you doing anyway. So give yourself a clap. You're a long ways from home because you have not seen the light, nor have you walked in the way of the light, and you don't understand how Yah created the twos. I see every number on this earth being manifested. I see every number on the earth being recognized, but no one recognized the two. No one talks about the two. The two really orchestrate the kingdom down to the earth. Oh, they got 7, they got 666, they got the number 5, they got the number 8, they got a reason for every number except for 2. And everything was built on the 2. That's why you saw 2 trees in the garden. That's why you saw 2 created, male and female. He gave them equal power and rule. There were 2 in them, male and female, which Yah would call it feminine and masculine. Those were 2, male and female. And every beast on the field were created by 2s. You never understood back in the days of Noah, it was going to be like the days of Noah, Deborah. In the end days, it's going to be like the days of Noah. What was very important about the days of Noah that no one ever thought about? Those that were to go into the ark, as far as the animals, they came by 2s. You see? I know man can justify, clarify, and identify why, but it don't make no difference in what they say. It's why that way. We can say male and female, but wait a minute. That's we said male and female came to the earth. He gave the woman just as much ruler and dominion as he gave the man. But do you see her with it today? I'm just showing you, and that's what my topic is going to be about at 7 p.m. I'm going to bust the ceiling in regarding the 2s and something he gave me that I really was eating up. I said, no, I got to stick with this right here. And okay, Father, I'm going to do it. He wants me to teach that at 7 p.m. Central Time. What good is it going to do? It's going to do something for those who are the living. The dead, you don't be bothered with stuff like that. And that's why I say there are those that will come to this page. They'll come in and run out. I salute you. I salute you. I'm proud of you. You better get in and you better run out. Because these words is like a sword. It's coming to pierce your very flesh. When you thought you had it nailed and you thought you knew what you know, and you know nothing. People are walking around dead, and the living is mingling with the dead. So this message is for you, living. They're a long ways from home. You can't bring them home. You can't even usher them into home. You can't bring them. It's too late. You get out there, get caught out there with them, You out there. Because so many of us want to bring our loved ones, our friends, our family, our co-workers in with us. But we are in a time, as been said, like no other time ever existed on this earth. What is it people don't get? It's what they don't got. That's what they don't get, Deborah. It's what they don't got. And what is it they don't have? They don't have the light that leads to truth. In the end days, knowledge shall increase. That which is in the dark shall come to the light. You know why? It's over for the walking dead. And the light, even you that has a penny to light, don't get with the dead. You wonder why certain people are acting the way they are and why people are doing the things they doing, why people are saying the things they said. It's that time. The dark's supposed to mean you no good in this day. Let me give you another example where it talks about in this day how the children are going to give up the parents. Do y'all know what that means? Do you? I ain't gonna even tell you. Because I get so sick of so many dead coming in and going out, coming in. Those that's light already know what I'm talking about. They know what I'm talking about. That everything that's wrong, they gonna feel it's right. That's what they be in. People don't see nothing wrong, especially in the United States of America. It's really all around the corner, all around the corners of the world. But in this United States of America, the only land that is prophesied that's coming down with the right hand of the Father. Woo! It's coming down with the right hand of the Father. And you got all these people feeling, I'm white, I'm right. Surely that is not true. They don't see that you've been set up in this country to believe this is a greater America. America gonna go down in the greatest history that ever exists. Guess why? Revelation 18 tells the story. That's how great America is gonna go down. See, you thought because you killed, steal, destroyed, and robbed and took, and you served Satan. Satan just told you to do what you do best. Because this is my territory. This is where I reside. This is where my seat is at. This is where my synagogue is at. And only place the Father coming and has prophesied that he's coming down with that. He's coming with that right hand. The way he gonna throw down Babylon is off the chain. And people hearing everything out of the mouth of darkness. All this stuff on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, Patriot, and all this stuff they keep putting out for you to eat on, so you'll never see what's really going on with this country. Y'all, this country has already fallen. Okay. The second one is the debris. That's the part that is happening, and you all have no idea. You have no idea. It's no such thing as America. Okay. It's no such thing. This country is already destroyed. Guess who destroyed it? All of your politics that's connected with the elites. They supported bringing this country down, first and foremost, from the inside. That's a blessing. Oh, yeah, that's a blessing, y'all. That's a blessing. Because that's why you still here. Because so it's a blessing for you all to know that, you know, they've been taken from you since your mother signed your birth certificate. Since they gave you a social security number. You see, they done had your tail all that time. Your daddy, your daddy, daddy, your daddy, 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 your daddy, 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 daddy. They done had them all this time. So when you think you inherit something because of your parents, guess what? You inherit something because of darkness. Okay? Because if you only know where your parents got what they got and how they got what they got, then you realize what country that you were born into. And this is the country that everything ends for you. Okay? Because in this country, you have no idea. See, when y'all looking at this country, you looking at, oh, I go to work, I got my car, I got my home, I got this, I got that, I got my 401k, I got my retirement, I got my pension. I got my retirement money saved in the bank. I got a lump sum, and all that you got. If you knew what this country have done, you would realize that you got it all in vain. You got it all from darkness. How about that? How about that? Watch the way they're gonna do you at the end. It wasn't that they doing it to you at the end. They were doing it to you at the beginning. But because you were thinking, okay, I'm having my way. I got this, I got this, I got this, I got this. I know I'm in there, that shows that you're dead. And you've been dead. Your mama been dead, your daddy been dead, and that on down. Somewhere, I know the father probably got a light in that bloodline, but it's in the spiritual bloodline. It's not in the flesh bloodline. You see? He always going to have a ram in the bush somewhere. Okay. But what has happened is this is really sad. No, it ain't sad. The Father don't want me to say it's sad because it's according to the will that's written in the kingdom. Okay. So it ain't sad. Okay. But the United States is already assigned to be doomed. Okay. This was the worstest country on the face of the earth. I know. Whenever you thought that it was the best and the powerful one and the greatest one, guess what? It was the opposite all the time. And guess what? You made it work. You hid it. Even when, this is how they got away with you signing the birth certificates and giving you social security numbers. They was using you as collateral to be as great as they are. That's what they was using. So when you go talk about the $1 trillion deficit, y'all so ignorant. Y'all have no idea. It was every person that had come into this country, born into this country. Your birth certificate and your social security card was given a number, which was really a bank account number, so that it can keep up with your birth certificate, because your birth certificate is collateral in other countries, especially wealthy countries. I know y'all thought America had it going on. America did have it going on. The America is great. The America was great. The America did have it going on. And what they had going on was to rob you, to kill you, to steal from you. And you never open an eye, not even a little eye to see nothing they done. But what the Father is going to do is he's going to allow you, he has allowed your eyes to be open. And I think that I'm grateful for the fact that when we see them bringing out Epstein file and we see all this darkness coming to light, and I think about the day the Trade Center was hit, instant I knew it was this country. I knew it was the country itself. This country always mess y'all minds up from within. They mess y'all up from within. So that's why the Father is going to allow it to be brought down from within. Since you all trusted these politics with these elites, therefore he's going to allow them same one you've been trusting all these years, your mother, your father, your ancestors, and all been trusting it, because as long as they were getting what they want, this country was their God. Now the tail is going to be on the other end. He's going to allow. He's already allowing. You think they gave you Epstein file to tell on everybody? Y'all wake y'all stupid tails up. That was a work of the mighty right hand of the Father. This is what he told them that they had to do. Y'all thinking they gave y'all something. No, get them stupid people something that y'all been doing all this time so they can see how ugly y'all are. That's what he told them. And I don't care what these people come up and say, this in the file. They still are numb to it right here today. It didn't mean nothing to give it to them. But what the Father is doing, he's letting you see everything this country has done in this country. Everything. Before he stand right before you and bring it down. Before he bring it down, he allowing you to see everything for what it is. Do people see him? Nope. That's why they are a long ways from home. They are a long ways from home. So I say unto you, those that are in the living, Don't go in the way of the broad gate. I know you see many going, and I know you see your loved ones going that way. I know you see your mom and your daddy, your wife going, your husband going, your children going in that way of darkness, in that way of the broad gate. Don't hook to them. You be like Lot's wife. He ain't playing with y'all. And that's one thing I can truly say people have messed over. And that is the creator who created all things. It's impossible for you to step out your house and see it, the whole, just turn around and look all around and think that man created everything. Then look at your ugly self in the mirror and you would think that, oh, man created you. No, he didn't. Yes, your mother sinned and your mother, not your mother sinned, your mother and fathers, not your mother and father, the sins of your parents rest in your flesh. You didn't know that, did you? Because flesh is sin and iniquity, shaped in iniquity. You didn't know that's what your flesh was. So they conceive your flesh. Y'all conceive your spirit. How about that? How about that? So that shows you ain't got no control over nothing. Because the only thing controls that flesh is that spirit. And the only thing that controls that spirit is that breath. Hello. People, you're a long ways from home. You better get out of that gate that's leading to the broad. You better find your way. Because the broad gate is happy. They are joyful to be going through the broad gate. What makes them really want to go through the broad gate? They see so many people going in. And you that are the living, you better stay away from the dead. Because they are walking straight through the broad gate. They already know the way. Why? Because they already dead. And the gate that's broad, that's what it's for. The dead, not the living. And if you find yourself running over there to that narrow gate where the dead is entering in, because oh, my daddy's in there, oh, my mom, my grandmama, she raised me, oh, my husband and my children, oh, my wife and my baby. Okay, go where they going. But if you think for 1 minute Lot didn't need his wife, y'all didn't give a rat's behind if he needed her or not. He needed her out of there. He turned her into the ashes of Sodom and Gomorrah. You see, you playing, and it's okay for you to play. Because if you're dead, play, enjoy. Get a kick out of everything that's going on. Play in it, wobble in it. You're not going to even see your way home. And those that are out there that is a long ways from home, let me tell you, you better not walk. You better run to find your way. Because where we're at today, if your way is following what you feel is the way, because you people get trapped in this life of living in the flesh and they want to live and go in the way of it. They said, when okay, in that spirit realm, I can feel it, I can know that it exists, I believe it and I trust it. But over in my natural life, it's just got to be together. I got to step in it. I got to work in it. I got to be about it. I got to do this. I got to do this. But you know what? The Father never had a problem with people in their natural life, as long as you put him head in your spiritual life. But what people say, now we don't want you, we don't want you in the spirit, because I can't do what I want with my family. I can't be about having parties and having a good time and doing the things of the world and not having a Sabbath day. Don't care about nothing like that. Don't care about nothing as long as what I see and believe is taken care of and I'm doing things on that end. Good. Good. All the stuff like that also helps people understand exactly who you are. And that's a beautiful thing, because I don't think people really understand why the earth was created. The earth was created so that the clowns can come down here and clown before he send you your eternal destiny. See, a lot of y'all didn't know that, did you? Oh, yes. That's how those that are living got caught up with on this earth. And that's why he had a ram in the bush when the lamb was slaughtered before the earth exists. That lamb was slaughtered to come to redeem those that he was sending down here with the dead, to redeem them back to him, which is the light. So the world here sees it as everybody's, oh, he's going to get everybody. Everybody is of the most high. Everybody's going to live eternal. Everybody's just, you can't convince them. Why? Like the days of Noah, every imagination and thoughts were evil and wicked. So you can't even change the mindset of the people today. You can't say nothing that will cause a light to flick on and get them to see spirit and truth and to see the light, because they're walking in darkness with their eyes wide open and happy and joyful about it, because they think that living on this earth is about them having a good time on the earth. And it is about you having a good time in your flesh and serving your flesh and your flesh only. So have a good time. That's what Solomon said. Enjoy your portion, because that's it. That's all you got coming. Is that portion on the earth in the flesh. After that, you ain't got nothing else coming. This is why the hearts of people are so wicked and evil. They so wicked and evil, they can't even see the evil of this country and how it's destroying you from the inside. They are destroying you all from the inside. Sad thing happened to me yesterday. I was walking around the house and I was just doing a little cleaning, and I was listening to, I believe his name was Stephen Derby. And I realized that, wait a minute, that man was saying some things that I have been saying since I was on this devil platform. But he was a little bit deeper in what the darkness were doing. And I see why. I always knew that they took him out. I already knew that. But you see how he got out and no one better eye? No one better eye. These people who are now even trying to speak out, no one better eye. Next thing you know, they dead. They went into the emergency and they had a this, or they died in their sleep, or they hung on a tree, or always something to cover up what is being done. Now it's your time. It's your time now. You sat around and you okayed everything they did in this country that was wicked and evil. Now it's your time, because now they're finna apply it. I ain't gonna say they're getting ready to. They already started. There's so much stuff going on, and it's really no reason to even get on here to warn people, because the people are wobbling in all this darkness and this wicked and this evil, this witchcraft. You got people talking about witchcraft, sorcery, and baby, if you only knew how many people been playing in this since the beginning of time, you would realize this is nothing new under the sun. This been going on. But this country is, was, and right now today, Satan's residence. It is where his seat is at in his synagogue. So I'm listening to this young man, and the things he said, I'm like saying, oh, okay, he's saying the same thing I've said. And then I began to feel bad. I said, Father, here it is. He's saying the same thing I'm saying. So it shows me that you always had somebody here telling these people. Just like the days of Noah, constantly telling these people. But the Father knew the people wasn't going to come into the ark. He knew they wasn't going to turn around. So if you think that what I'm saying is crazy, just think about that. He was willing to get animals 2 by 2 into the ark, and not one human turned away and went and head to the ark back in the days of Noah. Not one. So what makes you think, if this time is worse than any time ever exists on the earth, what makes people think that they are walking, talking, and living in the right direction? How many of you all are walking toward the narrow gate? Every last one of you said, I know I'm walking toward the gate. I got my keys. I know. And it's to be in the living It's sad to see the dead claim the living, claim they living. It's a sad sight. And they just as dead can be. When that's just like the days of Noah. All of those people were dead. So I know I'm right on it. It's like that today. And you would say, well, why are you saying people dead and who's living and who's dead? That shows you. You like the days of Noah. All of them was dead before they were dead. They were dead. They were dead before they were dead. You see, can't even comprehend it. Nothing they doing on this earth is opening the eyes of people. Nothing. Nothing. These people are so away from home. And then he wants me to let those that are the living, he wants me to send you a sign. You a long ways from home. And that means it's not sending you a sign. I'm not sitting here saying it to you. It's a warning. I don't care who's following the left. You better try to run to the right. That's only if you're the living. Oh, you know if you're the living. And there are those who are the living that's so assured that they can go in here and they can be about the darkness and they can hang with the dead. And hey, I know I got the key, baby. You ain't got nothing. I'm sure Lot's wife, she didn't even have to come out. She could have stayed on in there. Told Lot, okay, I want to stay. Why are you coming out? You see? If you thinking that she came out and y'all didn't know who she really was, that's why she turned into a pillar of ashes, because y'all already knew who she was. He didn't hesitate. He didn't care about Lot's feelings. He didn't care about her daughters being right there. No, not the Most High. He's about what he said, and he said what he's about. He took her out and brought them out. So if you're thinking that he's going to bring you, your family, and everybody you walking in the broad gate with, or you heading to the broad gate walking with them, you go on and walk. This day, and I mean this day, and this day is a time period, you guys, that we're in. It's a final time period. And if you're walking, and it's a time of tribulation, perilous times, lawlessness, the wrath of Yah, the judgment of Yah, and the walking dead is increasing by numbers. They're joining together and making it work. How you know? They're walking straight into the broad gate. And they're happy about it. They don't have no problem with it. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. If you're dead, you're dead. You know? So the dead cannot hear righteous. It cannot hear anything in spirit and truth. It cannot see the light. Okay? It cannot see the light. It just assumes everybody dead like it is. Dead. Long ways from home. Even the dead. You come from one place and you're going another. That shows you. You come from one place to go another. You're dead. Because before you came down here, you were dead. And you walked in the way of dead. And you're going back home and dead. And your home is eternal home. Two places that was created. For the dead. One for the dead and one for the living. And that's the home many are walking into. The home for the dead. That narrow gate. It's so many examples he has given us to show us the destiny for those who walk in the light and those who walk in the dark. He showed us the way to those who walk in righteous and those who walk in unrighteous. He showed us the way of Satan seed, and the spirit shows us the way of the spiritual seed. We down here on the earth saying, forget all that. We're going to walk in a way where we can have us some fun. We can do it our way. It can be our way. So Sister Deborah will be coming back at 7 p.m. Central Time. Hopefully, I can't make that final. But I say unto you, those that are of the light, understand. in this time, not time, in this day we're in, you better make your elect sure. You better make sure you. And the sad part is about it is the Father keep telling me, but Deborah, they know. They know. So I'm not gonna sit here and play with you all as if you don't know if you the light or if you the darkness. You don't know if you the dead or if you the living. And then you're waiting for the dead and you ain't understand you are the dead. All right. They gave you many movies. You can look at any of them. And you don't have to look at only the ones that America made. You can go all over and find on your TV. You can find every living dead or every walking dead, every movie that got to do with dead. You'll find out all over the world. All over the world has made movies galore, even to this very day, regarding the dead. Because the dead really exist right here before us. And we just looking at it from the standpoint of how bad it's going to get. But we don't understand that we are among the dead. And the dead is among the living. So I, Sister Deborah, say I appreciate each and every last one of you all tuning in. And I hope you got something out of it. But even if you didn't, I know that I did. Shalom and shalom.